I'm back with She Fell for a Math Genius Part 2. Inside Liam's apartment above the bookstore, the world felt completely different. Rain began to patter gently against the glass windows, creating a cozy rhythm. The room smelled of old paper, ground coffee, and cedar wood. Every surface was covered in knowledge. Shelves overflowed with leather-bound literature, physics journals, and dismantled clock mechanisms. On one wall hung a massive slate chalkboard covered in dense, elegant mathematical proofs, not formulas written for an exam, but fluid art expressing chaos theory and fluid dynamics. Maya stood in the middle of the room, looking around in awe. You live inside a library. It's quieter than the dorms, Liam said, setting his leather-bound book on a wooden desk. He walked over to a small kitchenette and switched on an electric kettle. Peppermint tea okay? Tea is great, thanks, Maya said, walking closer to the chalkboard. She pointed to a section of equations near the top. Is this Navier-Stokes? You're working on Millennium Prize problems in your spare time. Liam leaned back against the counter, watching her with a quiet curiosity. I don't care about the prize money or the recognition, Maya. I just like the patterns. Turbulence in water, the way smoke curls in the air, math is just the language nature uses to talk to us. Maya turned to look at him, fascinated. If you understand nature's language this well, why hide it? Professor Vance was practically begging to know who solved that problem. You could have a career, research grants, prestige. Liam's smile dimmed slightly, a shadow passing over his dark eyes. He poured the steaming water into 2 ceramic mugs and handed one to her. 3 years ago, I was enrolled at a top university, Liam said softly, looking down at his mug. They didn't care about the beauty of the science. They only cared about publishing papers faster than rival institutions, winning grants, and turning discovery into a corporate ladder. I lost my joy in it. So I left. Maya felt a sudden ache in her chest for him. She realized then that Liam wasn't arrogant, he was protecting something precious that academia had almost destroyed. I get it, Maya said gently, stepping a bit closer. Trade prestige for peace. Exactly, Liam replied, looking into her eyes. The space between them felt charged, warm, and surprisingly comfortable. Though you're the first university student who hasn't tried to lecture me about wasting my potential. Maya smiled softly, taking a sip of her tea. I wouldn't dare. But I might ask for another coffee delivery if my homework gets too hard. Liam laughed, a warm, genuine sound that sent a quiet shiver down Maya's spine. Deal. On one condition, you bring your own chalk. 2 weeks had passed since Maya first set foot in the apartment above the bookstore. What started as a single cup of tea had turned into a quiet, comforting routine. Every Tuesday and Thursday evening, Maya would bring 2 cups of black coffee and a fresh box of chalk to Ethelgard books. They fell into a rhythm that neither had anticipated. While rain or late autumn wind tapped against the glass, Maya would lay out her economics papers on the floor, and Liam would sit on his worn leather couch, reading or silently jotting down handwritten notes in his journals. Whenever Maya hit a wall with her quantitative economics models, Liam wouldn't just give her the answer. Instead, he would ask a simple, elegant question that shifted her perspective. Look at the data like a tide, Maya, not a flat line, he said one evening, leaning down beside her carpet. His hand accidentally brushed against hers as he pointed to her graph. A sudden spark of warmth ran through her. Maya looked up, finding his face just inches away. For a second, his dark eyes held hers, soft and completely attentive, before he quietly cleared his throat and sat back. You're making it complicated because you're forcing it to fit a formula, Liam continued, his voice slightly lower than usual. Let the pattern show itself. Maya smiled, her pulse racing. You make everything sound like poetry, Liam. Even supply and demand curves. Maybe economics is just human desire written in numbers, Liam replied with a rare, playful glint in his eyes. Just as the atmosphere turned sweetly intense, a heavy knock rattled the wooden door downstairs. Maya looked toward the window, recognizing the silhouette of Professor Vance standing under an umbrella outside the shop. Liam's relaxed demeanor instantly vanished, replaced by a guarded silence. He looked at Maya, unsure of how the professor had managed to track him down. The heavy wooden door downstairs rattled again, accompanied by the muffled sound of coughing from the rain outside. Maya looked at Liam, her eyes wide with worry. I swear I didn't tell him where you lived, Liam. I only showed him the solution, I never. I know, Liam interrupted gently, his voice soft to calm her panic. It's okay. Professor Vance is a persistent man. If he wants to find someone on campus, he has his ways. Liam stood up, adjusted his sweater, and walked down the creaky wooden stairs. Maya followed closely behind, her heart hammering against her ribs. When Liam opened the door, Professor Vance was shaking his wet umbrella. He stepped into the warm entryway, wiping his glasses with a handkerchief. He looked around the dusty bookstore before his eyes landed on Liam, and then shifted to Maya. "Ah, Miss Lynn," Vance said, raising an eyebrow. "I had a feeling I might find you here." He then turned his full attention to Liam, his expression turning deeply serious. "Liam Sterling. It took me 2 weeks of digging through archived records to confirm it was you." Maya blinked. "Liam Sterling," she thought. "Professor Vance," Liam said politely, but with a clear distance in his tone. "You shouldn't have come here." "I had to," Vance said, stepping closer. "Liam, the paper you solved on Miss Lynn's board, it was part of a research project funded by the National Science Foundation. They've been stuck on that topological proof for 8 months. You solved it in minutes while carrying a tray of lattes." Vance reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a thick envelope, holding it out to Liam. "The department is offering you an immediate reinstatement," Vance urged, his voice filled with genuine admiration. "A full scholarship, a private lab space, and a co-author spot on the publication. You don't belong in a dusty bookstore, Liam. Your mind belongs to the world." If you enjoy romantic stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Thank you for watching.